Hello and welcome to Trashy Trashy, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and look at all the trashiest news stories. My name is Erica and I am your host.
My name is Cassandra and I'm your other host. What's up, dude?
Hey, you know what came out this weekend?
What?
Cocaine Bear, the movie.
Okay.
We covered that story on the podcast, the tragic story of Cocaine Bear.
Why are you getting like 12 times more country than normal?
Well, I went to the premiere of
Did you?
Cocaine Bear last night. Well, let me tell you the story. Alamo Drafthouse in Los Angeles had a drag / like burlesque show that my friends threw. It was amazing. Cool. And that was the official premiere of the movie. And my partner and our friend Dominique Johnson do a country band called Carter Johnson and the High Lifes. And so they performed their famous song Cocaine Bear. You know, their hit. We all got all Western and I've just been in it. I've just been in yeehaw mode for 18 hours now. So that's why. That's why you're gonna hear that sound. But yeah, cool. I went to the world premiere of Cocaine Bear.
How was it?
I didn't see the movie. I just watched the drag. The drag show was phenomenal. The drag variety show was amazing. Check out Dragsville on Instagram, Dragsville LA. Check them out for their next show. But did not see the movie. I want to support. I love a working animal.
I had a friend reach out yesterday and go, "Hey, we really want to go see Cocaine Bear, but it's like sold out everywhere. Can we get your SAG screener information?" And I'm like, Cocaine Bear wasn't nominated for a SAG award, so I don't what? And then she was like, "No, we're just looking for something else to watch." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was severely confused.
Snub. It's been stubbed.
No, I mean, it's been snubbed by... It was so good, they should have retroactively nominated it for a 2022 SAG award.
The fact that the premiere was no one from the movie, no red carpet. I was so upset, but the drag show was phenomenal. Again, Dragsville LA, check them out on Instagram. The performers are amazing. I was just so somebody told me like this is actually the official premiere for the movie.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was wild. I
have an update,
please.
So if you recall, I threw out that squeaky ass chair of mine a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't actually throw it out because I'm not a Rockefeller. I can't just buy new chairs willy-nilly. But now I might actually have to. The hydraulics. Look, I don't spend a lot of money on a chair. Okay. So if you do a cheap-ish chair and you sit in it 5-6 days a week for 2 to 8 hours a day, the hydraulics are going to give. And now the hydraulics on this chair have given. And so I sit here and I don't even feel it happening because it's so slow, but I just slowly lower down. I have to keep standing up and raising it back up, and it's driving me crazy. And we have Taylor's chair in our storage unit that's like fancy because he like does spend a lot of money on stupid shit like this, which I'm learning is not stupid.
Right.
But there is a car that's always parked in front of our storage unit, so we can never get this chair out. And it's just driving me crazy, girl. I mean, I'm losing it. I'm less than a week away from the wedding, and like I can't fucking handle stuff like this.
It's doing the air mattress. Like overnight, it slowly deflates when you wake up on the floor. What?
Oh my god!
When you say hydraulics, is this an automatic chair? Is it like motorized? Is this a drag racing chair?
No, I mean, isn't like the spring within? The space between, isn't that like the hydraulic effect of a chair?
I'm gonna allow, because I don't know anything about mechanics. I'm gonna allow it.
The only reason I am even saying that word is because I think Taylor said, well, yeah, the hydraulics of that chair aren't gonna last forever.
So it's a shared psychosis of insanity, calling a chair with
I mean, who knows? He could have been screwing with me and he's now making me sound like an idiot. Like, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But I think everyone listening knows, including you, what I'm talking about. Like
absolutely.
The spring, the spring loaded, like adjust mesos. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Why are you trash?
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with the chair theme. Going with chairs, right? So
okay.
a long time ago. One of my dear friends was single back in the day, living it up. And she lived in this tiny little village in LA called Montrose. Almost out by the mountains, like kind of Glendale, like past Glendale, almost to Altadena, like a gorgeous, cute little quaint village. It's just a charming little place.
It's not a
Montrose.
village. It's definitely a city, but yeah, go on.
City, but has a village feel.
They do have a village, I guess.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Scientologists out there.
Oh, I did not know.
Okay.
Well,
Scientologists out in Montrose.
I may be being gang stalked by Scientologists today because of what I did in Montrose. So we go out one night, having a ball, two single gals out on the town, and outside in Montrose Village. And outside on the sidewalk is one of those, those green lawn chairs, the plastic ones that don't fold. They're just the standard green chair.
Sometimes could be white.
Could be white.
Yeah.
But that like the faux Adirondack back, but it's not tilted at all. It's just a straight up chair.
Yeah, it's just a plastic chair.
Plastic chair. A green one of those was on the sidewalk. And again, I've been drinking. Sure. We've been drinking. Yeah. Two single gals out in the town, our 20s. And when I see this chair, I go, oh my God, free chair.
Nope.
I proceed to do a photo shoot with the chair. I then carry the chair from bar to bar. I have a new chair. I try to bring the chair into a couple of the bars. They say, you can't bring your chair. And I was like, but we're together. And they're like, we'll watch it if you leave it out here. I was like, great, will do. I have the green chair. I take it back to her apartment where I spend the night that night. I leave it outside. We don't know what's on the chair. But man, I like paraded this green chair with me as if it were like my new Monet painting I just found.
But who did you stole it?
It was abandoned on the sidewalk.
Hardly. That was like probably in front of a bar, and like the guy who checks IDs went in for 3 seconds, and then you came around, stole his chair.
Who can say?
That's true.
Who can say? But man, did I get me a new green chair. I'll post a photo on my Instagram on Monday when this episode drops. Photo shoot. oh, and they're like glamour shots. Like the lighting was impeccable at night. It's wild. But yeah, I basically stole some guy's chair, probably. Yeah, absolutely. But brought it like a prize pig, paraded it around Montrose, tried to bring it into bars with me. Couldn't stop telling other folks, again, single, should be trying to meet people. But I was like, I found a chair. And they're like, not making out with this girl. This bitch won't shut up about some plastic chair she found.
Like, what? Why does she care? That's fine.
It's like, yeah. Anyway, I've got like surround sound, like a hot tub, and I'm like, you got green chair though? Call me when you got green chair money. So stupid. Anyway, that's why I'm trash. Why are you trash? Why are you trash, my dear?
Back in high school, this is like 2004 to 2008. Okay. 2003 to 2008, however that shit works. And I don't know, I guess I fancied myself a hairstylist back then. We all did.
Of course.
Okay? We're in high school and it's like the scene kid era. Like anybody could do hair. There was one girl who like knew how to do extensions. And when I say knew how to do them, I mean, she could glue in extensions. And I don't think my hair has ever recovered from that. She was using extension glue, but like, holy crap. And nobody knew how to take care of their extensions. There was one girl who knew how to do haircuts, which like, oh my God, like usually a haircut from her begat in extensions from the other person.
I'll sell you the soap after I sell you this mud bath. Like
it honestly was like that. But I was definitely like the color specialist. So when I was younger, I was like, Baby Spice was like my girl. And so I was like desperate to be blonde. And I had vague memories of like one specific kind of box dye that was able to turn my brown hair like and lift it to a little bit of blonde. So when a friend was like, I want blondes, like streaks, highlights, like chunky ones, because this
of course
era of
thick
not even
tiger
like
stripes.
Yeah, like this is like chunky, like scene kid, like blonde streaks. So I was like, absolutely, I got it, and I know just the thing. So did this to her, and I obviously, like, I brought in an assistant, which is another friend.
Of course. The colorist has to have an assistant. You can't be doing all those foils yourself.
Yeah. Oh, did you say foils? Oh, no. I'm pretty sure we just kind of laid it on there. Maybe we put it in foil because we'd like seen that somewhere. Needless to say, I took my friend's hair from dark brown, probably she might have even had it dyed black because we all did that too.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned tiger stripes, which was the name of the look, but that was really what happened. That did to just orange, like you'd never seen orange like this, which, as a color specialist, I learned from this experience that if you just can get it to that orange, then you could put the manic panic on and you could change it any other color,
right?
Such as orange green or orange blue or orange pink.
The colors, yeah, the standard
colors that you want,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The one that worked best was, of course, if you wanted to just change it orange, kind of tone it orange. Man, I messed this girl's hair up. And the kick was we were laughing hysterically. I took no responsibility for it because it was look, the girl who did the haircuts felt the same way. If you didn't like your haircut, you don't like your color, why'd you ask me to do it?
Yes.
I know that not 3 hours ago, I said confidently, I got this. I definitely can do this. Don't worry. But now that it's gone wrong, me, myself, my assistant, and you are all going to laugh about this. And your super angry dad in the other room who's wondering,
oh god, the parent,
why all three of us are in the bathroom screaming. Like dunking waterboarding his daughter in the tub, basically to get this hair dye out.
God.
Oh man. It is
not a learner's permit between you, but
nope. No, I think I did. I think I had my provisional license.
Not to do hair, to drive a vehicle.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, legally I could drive a vehicle, but no license to do any sort of cosmetology at all. Fun fact though, the hairstylist of the group, she did actually go to hair school. So
good.
Later, good. Yeah, she found something that she liked in there.
Yeah.
So
when you go to buy this, the dye to do these and to buy the extensions, what would you say you would put them probably like in a plastic bag?
Well, I'd probably put them in my backpack because sometimes I would steal it, but
classic. Yeah.
But this next story, that is quite a good transition. Also, I'm just kidding, Mom. I never stole anything.
Never. From KoreaHerald.com, our first story comes to us from KoreaHerald.com. Man rams car into store after owner refuses to give plastic bag.
I mean, you can't even pay for these things anymore.
It's true. So a man rammed his car into a convenience store in South Korea after he requested a plastic bag a few months before and was rejected by the store owner.
Wow. So this was like building in him.
Yeah, this is some like American Beauty shit where he would just see plastic bags floating in the wind and he'd be like, they're just fucking free to roam down the street and this store owner won't give me one.
So it was around 10:30 p.m. on Saturday. The driver slammed the car into the store, damaging some items. And with the lights partially out, he rushed into the store and he assaulted the owner. It goes as no surprise. This guy turns out was under the influence of alcohol, but there was no casualties or anything.
Thank goodness. Yes. They saw this as a retaliatory crime. The driver had earlier been accused of physically harming the owner in late November of last year. Babes, like, you're not getting the bag.
Yeah. So November, he went to buy some ice cream and he was like, may I have a plastic bag? The owner was like, there's actually a ban on single-use plastic bags by the Ministry of the Environment. And this guy was like, it's November and you want me to palm this ice cream? I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And then, yeah, cut to 4 months later, and this man has not slept.
He's haunted by the coldness he felt for 5 minutes walking from the store to his home.
So it looks like Korea is actually doing a pretty big plastics ban, because you won't be able to get plastic cups, straws, or like covers for your umbrellas from stores anymore. Which is pretty
intense.
Pretty crazy. I mean, it's probably good, you know.
Very
I just
good,
like
yeah.
What I'm confused about is like, how are you supposed to get a soda out of there without a plastic cup? Paper is the answer.
Paper.
Is that better?
Paper's better. Styrofoam's bad.
Styrofoam is a bad one. We know that. Nobody does that anymore.
But no, here's the thing. Sonics, they're a styrofoam cup empire. And when I'm back in Oklahoma, you might go to Sonic 3 times a day for your 44-ounce tea. That's 3 44-ounce styrofoam cups.
You can't bring back the same one to refill for like a discount like Starbucks?
No, because the sanitary, like, we don't know where you've had it, bringing it into our kitchen. No, it's a mess. I even have a Yeti that is Sonic branded.
And they won't refill it?
No. It just looks like I have a Yeti that's Sonic.
It's that doesn't just look like it. It sounds like you do. It sounds like you just have that.
I do. I physically own that. Yes. And my partner has a Whataburger one. Okay. We're trash. But yeah, they won't let you refill them. That would be good for the environment. We can't have that.
Speaking of being refilled,
that is in the running for transition of the year, Cassandra. When we have the trashies at the end of the year, that is in the running for transition of the year.
I thought you were going to put that bell up because this one might need a trigger warning.
Yes, that as well.
This story is gross. I'm just gonna I don't even feel weird about kink shaming. This is a gross story. Okay.
Yes.
From mirror.co. And I hope it's fake. Honestly, I hope it's fake and that some weird, like, just British journalist decided to write some crazy shit, which is very possible. But a bride was alarmed after discovering that her groom was being breastfed by his mother before the wedding.
So a professional makeup artist has spoken out about her alarm after the bride and groom walked in on the groom being breastfed by his own mother. Wedding makeup artists have seen it all. Like, yeah. Tantrums, last minute stuff, bridesmaids falling out, like, you know, mother-in-law popping a titty. Like, they've seen it all.
The makeup artist here is a real one, because she was the one who was like to the bride, I walked in on this. Do you know this is a thing? You know, she didn't have to do that. She could have kept that to herself. But I feel like that was the move, because even if, you know, the bride does know, that's her thing. But okay, I don't want to get like too into the details of this, because like I find this story to be pretty disturbing and like borderline, you know, too much for the trashy podcast. I just want to take this time to point out, and I think I've said this before, grown men who drink breast milk I find to be really weird, and a lot of people do it for muscle building, or they say that it's cured their cancers. A lot of men call it mother's milk, which makes me want to crawl out of my skin, but it's, for some reason, I don't know why, but it's somehow about 587 times worse when it's your own mom. I don't know why. Yes.
It gives me Mad Max Fury Road, you know, at the beginning when they have all those like mothers hooked up to just like milking pumps.
Yeah.
When someone says mother's milk, I just think of a room full of women being like pumped like cows.
Yeah. I watched this like documentary. I can't remember what I was watching, but it was something. Oh, it was like one of those Netflix documentaries, and like one episode's on like honey, and the other episode is on like grown men drinking breast milk.
How do we get here?
Yeah. But it like also like the entrepreneurial spirit of the women who are selling their breast milk. But yeah, there was one guy who was like, my cancer was cured by mother's milk. And I'm like, get this man off my television.
I mean, I hate to say it, but like, we weren't all meant to live that long.
Maybe. I'll tell you what, that mom was not meant to produce breast milk for that long. How long do you have to date someone before you get married? I guess is a question that each couple must decide on their own.
Mm-hmm.
But like certainly long enough to figure out whether or not, that's happening.
Well, do you ask on the first date, the third date, before you move in together, the day of your wedding? Like, when do you ask the question, hey, you don't still suckle from your mother's teat, do you? Just just asking. Okay.
I think it would just be like something that might come up, like if you notice that they're like, wow, like this is like an Everybody Loves Raymond situation. Like you are at your parents' house like every day. Like
I noticed when we went out to dinner after the meal, you said, me hungry. And then you and your mother both left for the washrooms.
Yeah, it was crazy. We had these dinner plans all day, and then you were like, came home from your parents, and you were just like, I'm really full. Can we like cancel dinner?
And you kept burping. I had to burp you. It was very strange.
This is such a gross story.
So
okay, let's
go ahead.
I want to hear your transition.
You know what's just a gross incompetence?
Our next story, which I love.
So from theguardian.com, Spanish transport secretary resigns after new trains are too big for tunnels.
Oopsies.
Is this Spain's Mayor Pete?
What's Mayor Pete?
Mayor Pete, the Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, did he do something wrong?
Everything. Like he's just a great mayor, wonderful public speaker, amazing gay adopted father, like so many great things. Secretary of Transportation, great job, in my opinion. But
it's a good thing that he didn't get elected president then, I guess.
Right?
Because they have more than just the transportation to deal with. But the Spanish transport secretary, they built trains for about 227.5 million pounds, or whatever that is in euros, 258 million euros, sorry. And they're just big. They're too big. He, his eyes were bigger than his stomach.
Did you hear that penises are getting bigger?
What? What?
Since the 1970s. This is a scientific thing. So human penises are getting bigger at a faster rate. This is because the trains didn't fit. This is follow me.
Is this from 12yearoldboys.com?
No, this is like real things.
I don't know if you ladies heard, but statistically, my penis is bigger than a boy of my same age in the 1970s.
Over the last 29 years, the average size has increased significantly. So looking at it from 1942 to 2021, it has increased in the last 30 years significantly. So it's like they've been tracking the length over time, the averages, right? And they think it's because of like chemical exposure, interacting with our hormones. But they've done this for 8 decades. They've been studying, scientists have just been whipping it out at conferences.
They're like, welcome to your new lab and congratulations on your PhD. We'd like to put you on the penis measuring project.
It's just you going around whipping it out at urinals and being like, you ever seen one this big? Could we compare for science? No, but so it went from 4.8 average to now 6 inches in just under 3 decades.
Wait.
Yeah.
Give me the first statistic.
The average penis size 29 years ago was 4.8 inches. And now in 2021, it is 6 inches.
Okay.
But the bodies that accept penises are not growing at that same rate.
Okay.
It's giving the sweetest thing. You're too big to fit in there.
God, that movie's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Okay. Well, did you know that children are actually, this is like sad, but children are actually hitting puberty like 2 or 3 years earlier than we used to back in the day, even 10 years ago.
Is it because we have better nutrition, maybe better than ever?
No, I think it is like it's the chemicals in our food, hormones, and kind of the same things about, I guess, that are making these penises bigger. But whatever, like, what hope is there for kids? You're gonna have like a bunch of 4-year-olds on their periods and like these other like 11-year-old boys like unable to lift their legs. gonna be a freak show.
BD toddlers just running around.
And
Anyway,
we're gonna be in our 70s being like, you don't want to work. You're
they
lazy.
can't work. They can't work. Their penises are too big. They physically can't move.
You're entitled. You back in my day, we used to be able to rent our whole lives, and you guys just don't want to work. You're lazy. Pick your giant dick up and get a job.
Tape it to your leg like your great grandfather had to. Oh my gosh. But yes, these trains were too wide to
talk about
fit into
trains.
the existing tunnels. And so this guy, obviously the different regions of Spain are like baffled, angry, disappointed. And it's like, yeah, you guys didn't do. What about that space mission that failed because someone was doing metric system and somebody was doing American measurements, which is all fucked? Like,
yeah,
somebody's counting stuff in inches and somebody's doing something in centimeters, and it was like, oh, our shit's not compatible up in space. Guys, we have to talk to it. Measure twice, cut once. That's what I learned about wood. Measure twice, cut once.
wow. I mean, honestly, like people, like maybe it was on purpose.
Well, you know what? I don't measure twice when I cut
Pizza.
Pizza.
I do always cut pizza more. Can I say one thing though? Because I just remembered it.
Please.
I was having a conversation at a brewery about a week ago, and one of the men who was with us came back and said, "There's games at the urinal," and we were like, "What?" And like, there's like, yeah, some bars have them. There's games at the urinal where like you can pee and you can try to. They say like you can hit these things and it's like a game. And I just thought it was funny that men get video games at their urinals.
Yeah.
But just about every bar, female restroom at a bar has a sign on the back saying, "Are you on a bad date and scared? Go tell the bartender you need a golden shot and we'll get you a safe ride home."
Yeah, we'll give you an angel shot. Yeah.
No video games for us. More just like escape plan. Are you a victim of sex trafficking? Go find a staff member and tell them that you need to see our pretzel menu, and we'll make sure to get you out. We'll call the police. Like, meanwhile, men are like, "Oh, I can hit space rockets and then I don't hit the ground with my piece."
Ooh, it's wild the difference the way we live our lives and go through things.
Nobody wants to work. Okay, roll your giant dick up and get a job.
Oh God, how quickly we become our parents and our grandparents.
One more side note. I just got a text message from my parent saying, "I need," in capitals, "one of you to go to the dispensary on Magnolia on the right side of the street if you were coming from my brother's place to Burbank. I can't remember the name. I want as many cans as possible of," and then she sent a picture of some edible that she likes.
Yeah. Is it
I will
can
Venmo
brand?
you for however much it costs.
Is it can brand?
It's Terra brand.
Oh, now I was gonna say I've got a promo code for canned. If anybody would like it, DM me. Anyway.
I'm sure my mom will, but it's Terra brand, cannabis infused. So I need to buy as many as a dispensary on the right side of Magnolia, somewhere between Valley Village and Burbank.
Wow. That sounds
cool.
like
That should be easy to find.
The internet detectives will find it. And how many are there? Probably like 8.
Are you kidding? This is the Valley. Between Valley Village and Burbank on Magnolia? I don't have all day.
Maybe 80.
That's going to take my whole weekend. Thank God she narrowed it down to the right side of the street. But also, what if she's wrong? Right. She could be wrong.
Well, Cass, I think you're a very intelligent person and you can do this. I don't think you're stupid.
Okay, great. Yes, finally. Yes, we can get to the next story. I had so many asides. I mean, people learned nothing about that train story, but learned so much more, I think.
That's knowledge is power.
Yes.
Knowledge is power. So now, penises are getting smaller. How many dispensaries are on Magnolia between Valley Village and Burbank? Guys, you come to us for the hard-hitting news.
It's called journalism, okay? You want to see some bullshit on CNN? Go to the airport. You want to get the hard-hitting news? You listen to Trashy Podcast. You give us a 5-star review and you tell your friends.
Absolutely. All right, we're the underground news. All right, we're the news they don't want you to know.
We're like Vice before, like back when it was cool, before they got like sellouts, you know? Like me and Erica are on the ground and our Middle East is like Orlando, okay?
Oh my God. I remember I got to go to some Vice party like in 2012 when they would just have like an email sign up. Like before influencers, they would just be like, hey, people can come to this thing if you just sign up.
Yeah.
And so I got to go to a couple like Vice events or whatever. And I started hanging out with some like the Vice writers, you know, and I was like,
cool.
And maybe they'll think I'm cool. Maybe I could work at Vice, you know? And I started looking at like jobs there. They were like $12 an hour. And I was like, what the fuck?
For $12 an hour, we're going to drop you in the middle of Kuwait in a war zone.
In a bikini with a peace flag and see what happens on acid. Like, yeah. It's
sounds like they needed to hire some stupid people.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm dumb, but I'm not this dumb. But I'm so not dumb that I could probably get a job at this pizza place. From NBC4i.com, a Columbus pizza shop sign goes viral that claims they are now hiring non-stupid people.
So it was a Santino's Pizza, and there was a sign that hung from the fence of the side of the building, and then the other one hung upside down above the entrance. And then there was a more neutral "we're hiring" message on the door to go inside. So they definitely like need people, but this non-stupid signs got a lot of attention online. But then it turned into retaliation.
Yeah. So a man posted on social media that he had ordered $110 worth of pizza without paying and then never picked them up. So the user said they should have taken a card for anything over 60 and they didn't. I guess they shouldn't have hired stupid people. Pizza sucks, BTW. They punctuated it properly, but I assume that his comment did not.
I'm a little confused. Like, what was the retaliation? Like, obviously, like they said, I want non-stupid people because of this incident. But like, then what is this person commenting? Like that they were the ones who...
Yeah. So he placed the order for $110 worth of pizza and then never picked it up and he never paid for it. So they just burned $110 worth of pizza. Essentially, they just, lost that much money. And they're like, they should have taken a card for anything over 60.
Pizza sucks, by the way.
Yeah. He's like this place sucks. Like they are hiring stupid people because look at this thing I did to them.
They did take the large order. Well, allegedly, this is what they put, that they took it to a homeless shelter.
Good.
So that's nice, at least. But, it's kind of rude.
Mm-hmm. There's actually a new economy around it, as a Tampa printing store is now selling them these signs, now hiring non-stupid people, from $27 to $165 on Amazon.
Wow, that's pretty stupid.
If there's one thing somebody from Florida is going to do, it's going to be capitalize on something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, that would be stupid to buy a sign that expensive.
Well, I guess how much more expensive is it to have a vacancy when you need workers?
What?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
You could be losing $300 a day not having an employee in there. So,
or you could be losing $300 a day on a stupid employee.
Fair enough. So speaking of Florida, we got a Florida man story.
Okay.
From NBC-2.com. Fort Myers man arrested after disrespectfully consuming key lime pie.
I was confused by this headline because I said, how could one possibly disrespectfully consume it? But then I realized it was because it was a stolen.
Oh, when I had my wisdom teeth removed in 2010, I was on all sorts of painkillers for quite a while. I dry socketed. It was a horrible experience. But
okay.
Our group of friends liked to do this thing where we would go out to really small towns and find like their local diner.
Uh-huh.
and try like their local food. This is back in Oklahoma. So we would try like the best thing from every little place. And I was like, okay, I think I'm okay enough to go out with people. And then I got there and I was like, I can't eat anything on this menu. It's all steak, fried chicken, chicken tendies. I was like, oh, my mouth hurts so bad. But they did have a nice slice of cream pie. I was like, oh, I can get some pie. Like my mouth's not too hard up for a soft pie, right? Again, hopped up on the painkillers because of the surgery, the dry socketing.
Did you say mom? Like you went with your mom?
No, my group of friends.
Oh, okay. I was like, Tina shouldn't be taking you out of the house like that. She would never.
She would never. So we get there. I can't eat anything. I should be eating because I'm on pain medicine. And then I get this beautiful piece of cream pie, chocolate cream pie. I take a bite. I try to put it in my mouth and I just go, I hate my pie.
Oh, I remember this story. I remember this story.
Couldn't eat a goddamn bit of it. Oh,
You hate your pie.
I hate my pie. But, so strawberry shortcake may be the official dessert of Florida. There's no denying that the true king of the sweet life in the Sunshine State is key lime pie. Okay. All right.
Key lime pie is so good.
I hate the key lime pie LaCroix.
Oh my God. I'm about to
here.
shut my mic off and walk out on this podcast. Let me guess, you like coconut?
No, I hate coconut.
Okay, good. Because that shit tastes awful. But the key lime is the best LaCroix.
I'm going to go watermelon,
Girl.
pamplemousse, lime, cherry lime. Those are my top fours. Those tall, skinny ones that make you feel like you're like drinking a cocktail in the 70s. Cherry lime. Mwah. What are your favorite flavors?
Key lime.
And
pamplemousse, I guess. But
okay.
I mean, it's good, but like it's key lime all the way. And also, what was the watermelon's called something silly?
Oh, it's like oh God. Yeah, watermelon is something silly.
I mean, if we say something silly, it's like just watermelon in French.
Yeah. Oh, oops. Oops. Oh, it's pastique.
Well, whatever. Key lime. If you go long enough in between key lime hits, then when you crack it open, the first drink tastes like a handful of Skittles.
Oh, maybe that's it. It's too sweet, maybe.
Well, but then when you start like housing them like one after another, because that like, will happen eventually, that Skittles hit goes away. Oh man, I gotta see if I can get my hands on a key lime today. Ooh. Okay, so look, here's what happened. This man got a key lime pie for his mother's birthday. It was his favorite treat, and he was like, I better get my favorite pie for my mother's birthday. We won't get into it, but he put it into the ice box, and he told someone at the house, like, please don't touch my key lime pie. But then he came out and he found out that someone ate it, like literally ate all of it, not even leaving behind anything, not even one piece.
He said, why didn't you just save me one piece? I love my pie.
I mean, that's pretty crazy to not like at least save one piece.
Yeah, like a morsel. Oh, ooh. So then the guy who ate the pie tried to cool off the man who bought the pie by dumping 2 large glasses of water over his head.
Okay, so not only have you eaten my entire pie, which you could have had a bite, you could have had almost all of it if you just left me one piece. Now you're throwing water in my face?
Yeah. Yep. Ooh. So the police were called. Each explained their side of the story according to the arrest report. And one man was arrested and charged with battery on a person 65 or older.
I mean, it feels personal,
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I want to know what their relation to each other is, because it just kind of says, so Powelson is the man that was arrested, threw the water, and ate the pie, but it doesn't explain how the man who bought the pie. I'm like, is this his stepdad that he hates? Is this his roommate?
It's got to be something, but like he was, because you don't just eat an entire pie like without some spite.
I mean, I've definitely eaten a pie without spite in my heart. Sadness.
But a whole pie that didn't belong to you in like seemingly one sitting?
Yeah, you're right. You know what I can't eat a bunch of in one sitting?
You can or you can't?
I can.
Okay, yeah, cause same.
I can eat a bunch of peanut butter M&Ms.
Oh, yeah, chocolate in general. I think I can really just take down.
House. I think chocolate though is best served as a vehicle for a lot of other things. Like there's like a chocolate cake, yes, great. But a lot of like anything else almost, I want chocolate as a vessel for, let's say, peanut butter, let's say caramel. Like I want it as a container or a shell or a vehicle to get me these other things I want.
Do you remember in the 90s?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I wonder, 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 wonder what's in the Wonder Ball.
Yes.
And
yeah.
they were chocolate spheres, Wonder Balls. And in the center would be some sort of themed, like, it was never a prize, I don't think, but it was like some sort or there was like a prize and then also some themed candy. So it's like if you got like a Mickey Mouse Wonder Ball, you'll get like inside like some Mickey shaped sweet tarts and then like a card or something. Those were lit. I wanted them so bad all the time. I don't like, I can't put my finger on why now, but I think as a child, like, it's great to have a thing that has more secret things inside.
Guess what? They still sell them. They're in Michael's. They're at Walmart. They're $2.
What?
So they were unceremoniously taken off the shelves in 1997 because of parents lobbying that the toys inside the chocolate shell presented choking hazards. So
that's fair.
Yeah. But then I guess they're available on Amazon and Walmart. Like they've come back. So basically parents were like, hey, my kid's really dumb and is probably going to eat the candy inside of that.
So maybe that's what it is, because I'm Googling it now and it's like they all have candy on the inside, but it definitely was a prize at first. There was like a straight up toy inside, but now they've switched it to like edible treats, which makes way more sense. But the 90s were fast and loose, you know?
What's fast and loose is the safety, coming out of our next article.
Yes. Sorry, we got off track.
From apnews.com. Mars Wrigley, the makers of M&M and other fine chocolates, was fined after workers fall into a vat of chocolate.
It's giving Willy Wonka.
It's giving Maya Rudolph trying to become the actual spokespeople of M&M's.
I mean, you know that was like debunked.
Yeah.
You saw the Super Bowl commercial, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was they're back. They're back, baby.
They're back, baby. They trolled so hard. But I'm just saying, like, maybe somebody's like, oh, we're going to discontinue the M&Ms. Roger, I think our time has come. Me and you pop on some boots. We could become the new M&Ms. You know what I mean?
They're making a new Charlie Chocolate, or idiot. Sorry. They're making a new Willy Wonka and the Charlie. Oh my God. What?
Willy Wonka and the Charlie Factory.
That's not it though. Are you making fun of me, or did you really try to say it and screw it up too?
Charlie Chocolate and the Wonka Factory.
Why are you being so hateful? Willy Wonka
it's more fun.
And the Chocolate Factory, right? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Oh my God. What is this called? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You've gotten in my head now, bro. And that's not nice.
Chocolate Wonka and the Willy Factory. That's how they're becoming so big these days.
These kids need to throw their huge cocks over their shoulders, get their boots on, and get to work. So a huge OSHA violation happened and cost the factory more than $14,000 in fines because 2 workers fell into a vat of chocolate. And
not enough money. That should be a bigger fine.
No kidding. I mean, what a crazy, they had to go to like the hospital. And also these workers they weren't authorized to work in these tanks. They weren't trained on proper safety procedures. They fell in because they were doing maintenance work. And then the emergency responders were able to free them by cutting a hole in the bottom of the tank. Like, that's
scary.
Yeah. You're just gonna drown in chocolate?
So speaking of like OSHA not following the rules, so in LA and of course they're in a lot of other places, mostly based out of Asia, but the Paris baguette, the bakery has great breads, has like treats and things like that. They are horrible
Oh,
to their
really?
workers. Yes. So if you can support 85 Degree Bakery Cafe, a much better Korean bakery and chain, not insanely awful to their workers. Yeah, it's like awful. I'm boycotting Paris baguette. But
All right.
yeah, this should be a bigger fine. If someone falls into a vat of chocolate, which could literally consume them, it's not like a vat of acid, but it is a danger. That should be a bigger fine.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with the new Willy Wonka, with this new woke community. Yeah, and see how they handle the violent crimes of the children. I mean, it might be Timothy Chalamet, but there's still people are getting consumed.
As the child or as Wonka?
I think he's Wonka. And like, first of all, yes, you haven't heard about this? I'm not making this up, girl.
What?
Timothy.
No, he should be the child.
He's like an adult. He's an adult, Erica.
I understand.
He's 27 years old.
He's 16.
No, he's 23 and he's playing.
Feels wrong for me to find him attractive.
Well, that's a you thing. I mean, his like breakout role was like a gay relationship thing.
As a child.
Okay, yes, he did play a child in that.
I don't know. I can't. He can't grow up in my mind. It's weird.
What I want to know is, do we need a third Willy Wonka? Like, do we need?
Well,
I don't think we needed Johnny Depp's.
No, but it's been almost 20 years since Depp's has come out.
You're kidding.
It came out in 2005. Since Tim Burton adapted it, yeah.
So there was the 1971, and then the 2005, and then now 2023. So
and Netflix is working on a project to make a series based around the world of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Taika Waititi.
What for?
I guess that's a world.
Why don't people like look? This is to all the studio execs who listen, which I know you all do. Can you just take a chance on an original idea? Yeah. Like, for a little while, every single thing that's coming out right now is based off of a book, or it's based off of an old movie or like TV show. Like, that's why I liked RRR and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like, those were original stories, Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Was it Everything Everywhere All at Once based on? It's by the Daniels. It's just like a story they wrote. I mean, it's about that like generational trauma, mother-daughter relationship in so many ways, and healing, and the immigrant stories, like so many things, but like it's just a story they wrote. Like, it's not based on anything. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, we gotta do more of that. Hey, Cass. What? Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Well, it's time for the dumpster fire of the week. Oh my God. I'm not gonna, try to choose favorites. I love all my children, but I do really like this dumpster fire. It is super silly. I got to start this off with asking Erica, have you ever in the flesh seen the Wienermobile pass by? No, I think I would faint. It would be like seeing like Elvira or Pee Wee Herman in person, or I mean, I've seen the Goodwill blimp, but like, who hasn't? That slut's out everywhere, Oh my God, yes. And there's multiple, I think. I mean, they have as many Goodwill blimps as they had Airbuds. Oh my God. 27 Airbud tries air hockey, and it's just a Kim like plum, 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 with clackers. Ugh, can't imagine. Yeah, I've seen the Wienermobile. Where? Around Burbank a couple times. God. Drives around. I want to say I've seen it in Denver once, but I definitely have seen it in LA. Not recently. Well, there's a reason probably why not recently. That's because the weekend before the Super Bowl, thieves stole the catalytic converter from the Wienermobile. It's so funny to me. It is not an uncommon crime to have your car parked on the street and have its catalytic converter stolen. I don't know anything about cars. I don't know why these are so valuable, but people, if you're the type to steal things from cars, I bet you love to steal a catalytic converter. But the idea to do it, to like be so desperate for one of those, whatever you get from it, like the money, that you see the Wienermobile and go, a car is a car.
In that way, I like that they do not discriminate. They're egalitarian thieves. I never heard of a catalytic converter until I moved to LA. And when I first heard it, I thought it was only for Cadillacs.
Oh.
And so people would post, on like Facebook or something, oh, my catalytic converter got stolen. I was like, how do so many fucking people drive Cadillacs in this city? Like, I thought it was like a city full of caddies, just like grandma boat cars everywhere.
Yeah, no, it's to be disappointing to you. The actually most Toyotas are the ones that get hit the most. So like Ford F-150s, Toyota Priuses get hit a lot. I've just Googled it, and the reason for these to be stolen is money, obviously, but there's rhodium, palladium, and platinum used in these parts, and so it's super valuable. And that the rhodium itself can go for 20,000 per ounce. So that's why this happens. And if you drive a hybrid car, a Toyota Tacoma, there's certain cars that get stolen more than others, and the Wienermobile is no exception.
Nope. So, the engine couldn't go. It had to be towed to a local truck rental facility. Of course, the employees were shocked when it got there. It's like, a bunch of rental cars with a giant Wienermobile. I'm sure some guy got off, the plane, walked to the rental car company and was like, yeah, I got an upgrade. I got a free upgrade.
What's the upgrade for the Wienermobile?
Yeah, my gold status for the Wienermobile? How does this work? So they had to repair it with a temporary catalytic converter to get it to its scheduled appearance the next day. There is a 4-month waiting list for real catalytic converters.
For real ones or Wienermobile sized ones?
For all, it says.
Wow. The Wienermobile, by the way, 27 feet long.
The Wienermobiles have gotten statistically bigger over the last 29 years.
These Wienermobiles don't want to work.
The first Wienermobile was 19 inches. And in the last 29 years, it has grown to 27 feet. At an alarming rate. Like, if we don't do something about hormones, the Wienermobile's going to be 40 foot someday.
I need to just put this out there for, any potential criminals who are listening, because we don't advocate for crime. But I did say that the rhodium inside of those could sell for 20,000. That was from the internet. But this article says that just willy-nilly getting a catalytic converter and trying to sell it, you're going to probably get like $1,000. So, just something to consider, like, because 20,000 might make the average person take a second look at a Prius who hasn't moved in like 3 days. Yeah. But $1,000, there's other ways to earn money that are legal. Yeah.
But like Toyota Priuses again are the biggest target, and novelty meat vehicles are in the lowest percentile of thefts.
Well, there's only 6 of them in the United States, in the world. So
yeah.
Do you think that the Wienermobile is a hybrid, at least electric?
I would hope. I mean, hell, in 27 foot.
That's gotta be a gas guzzler,
Guzz. The first Wienermobile hit the road in Chicago in 1936. Yeah, it's Chicago. We got a dog. You want a dog? We got a dog. We got a wiener car. Yeah, it's a car full of wiener. It's a whole wiener. It's a car.
Yeah, I didn't know that you had a killer Chicago accent. Why haven't you used
it's one of the
yet?
best. Yeah, it's one of the best.
That's good.
How sometimes people, like, when they're come out of a coma, they can speak a different language, or they have an accent all of a sudden or something like that.
Yeah.
There's an amazing SNL sketch with Pedro Pascal where he does this incredible voice, like he's coming out of a coma.
Oh my God. Who are you? Oh my God.
I sound like I'm from LA. I love LA. I love LA. I can't do it justice. Just research the sketch. It's so fucking funny. The
That
accent
whole
that they
episode is good.
Bangers.
His whole SNL episode is
do.
just
funny.
really a good episode. I highly recommend it.
But I
He's
told
cute.
Winston last night if I ever get hit in the head and I just like go down, like if I hit me and I fall for a second, when I pop back up, I'm just going to start speaking in a full British accent for the rest of my life. And people are like, well, she hasn't been the same since the accident. Everything about me will be the same. I'll just start talking like this, like Cockney little orphan on the streets of 1890 London. Little terrible British accent. And people are like, Erica, what's happening? It's just like, this is just how I talk now since the accident.
Welcome to Trashy Podcast, where we talk about the worst, trashiest news stories. I'm Erica Curry.
What are you hoarding this week, Cassandra?
Do you really want to know?
Oh, well, you know what? It is time for that. So yeah. What are you hoarding this week? No accent, because I haven't had that head, have been hit in the head yet. And don't come at me with a hammer. This is for accidents only.
You don't have to hit me with a hammer.
I've been saying that.
Okay, we've hit record rain this year in Los Angeles. I don't actually know if that's true, but record for me, because this is a lot. Although it has cleared up actually right now, which is shocking. But I bet it's going to start raining in a second.
People are standing on top of their roofs on the 5, like it's flooding.
We actually got a email from our HOA saying, I know with flooding that you might feel tempted to get on the roof. Don't do it.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's going to start raining again in like 15 seconds. But it's nice to see the sun. Anyways, we have crazy rain right now. Some of the worst I've ever seen. I drive a very small car, and had Taylor not remembered, the hero here, to remove it to the other side of the street, I have a feeling genuinely with how flooded my street is. I'm not exaggerating. The engine, we probably would have had a totaled car, because if you get water in your engine, that's pretty much bye-bye,
Yeah.
So it's really good that we moved the car, but that's how high the water is around. We walking the dog can't take it. There's not sidewalk like consistently on our street.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird valley thing where like not everybody has sidewalk in front of their house. So the short sidewalk that we do have is pretty much all we can do with the dog. It's pretty sucky. So as someone who lives in LA, and we rarely ever get rain like this, it's usually around this time of year that I'm like, oh, man, why don't I own an umbrella? But I'm like, well, I'm not going to get it because I'm going to buy this umbrella and it's going to stop raining. And that's how it works. But I actually got my hands on an umbrella this year, and it's been major. I can't believe that I'm hoarding something as stupid as an umbrella, but this is just like my message to everyone.
Is it decorative? Is it just standard?
It's just a black umbrella. I mean,
classic look.
Taylor had it in his car, and I honestly, I wanted it because we're going to Paris next week. And I was like, we need this. But it's just been so crazy here. And so yesterday I finally like took it out. And I was like, why haven't I been doing this? My misery in the rain went from like 100% down to 30% just by using a fucking umbrella. I feel like an idiot. I would always kind of refuse it. I'm like, I don't like rain. So why would I get things to accommodate it? I'm not going to get galoshes and things like that. But if it keeps raining like this, like, bitch, I might need some rain boots. So we'll see about that for next year. But at least for this year, if you're like me and you're stubborn and you're Southern California, get an umbrella. It's not going to kill you. And you're going to be glad you did. And you're going to thank me for it.
I have 5 umbrellas in our house. I've slowly acquired them over time. I don't know how they all got there. Tall, big, skinny, fat, short, different ranges. At least 3 of them have been on a vacation when it started raining unexpectedly. And a lot of times I will leave them in that place, like for someone to find, or like, give it to someone. But no, I've
forward.
But I have brought this home. And so last night went out to the world premiere of Cocaine Bear.
Sure.
There are 3 of us, Carter, Johnson, Dominic, Carter and Johnson and me. And each one of us had an umbrella. I mean, it was the high life.
I can see that for you,
Yeah,
like
I love an
really,
umbrella.
I can really see that for you.
A
That you're an umbrella
parasol
type.
moment, keep me out of
Yeah.
the sun, and then an
Yeah.
umbrella from the rain. Yeah, I don't care for being wet.
Yeah. I mean, you'll do big hats in the summer. And so umbrellas in the winter. That just really tracks for you. What are you
But I'm
hoarding?
so proud of you for getting an umbrella, finally caving to this lifestyle and conforming.
I'm getting older,
We all change. Yeah.
What are you hoarding?
I'm hoarding. Okay, I know Twitter's, a dumpster. It's a race to the bottom right now, but there is a really fun account that I just discovered this week, and I would encourage everybody to give it a look-sees upsies. See if the content is for you. And the Twitter handle is the vagina_museum. And it is a brick and mortar actual museum dedicated to vaginas, vulvas, and anatomy. But their Twitter account tells stories about crazy things people have done with vaginas throughout the year, like maybe old folklore about a man who could make butts speak, like monks, like all sorts of crazy stuff, or like things that were used for this, or all this stuff being throughout the history. And it's just really, really interesting stuff. Mostly like medieval tales, all sorts of tales from around the world about like history and folklore that had to do something with vaginas and stuff. So it's super interesting. You're going to learn something. Don't we all need that in our lives? Vagina_museum. Whether you have one, don't have one. It's interesting history and, to learn about and folklore and stories. So yeah, vagina_museum on Twitter. So check them out.
Love
and
that.
Not a ton of pictures, which, maybe old drawings, sketches from the 1400s, but not a lot of drawings of actual vaginas that you're not gonna be inundated with photos. It's not pornographic, it's educational. What are you throwing away?
I gotta throw away these snake plants, bro. I can't find the place in my house to keep them alive. And yet if I just leave them outside and I forget to water them, they thrive. It's weird, but they're indoor plants. I don't know. I think in general, just like kind of, this is less throwing out and more of like a resolution when I get back from my honeymoon. Like I want to get better with plants, because the only thing I can really keep alive are like pothos, or, I've got like some decent looking fiddle leaves, but they're not like beautiful, but they're okay. The monstera looks okay. But I have to throw away the snake plant next to me because it's dead. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 3, 5. Yeah. So I have like a 6-pot graveyard, basically. They're just empty pots now. I want to get better with plants. I don't know. I mean, I'm throwing out my old plant habits because I want new ones.
I believe in you.
Thank you. What are you throwing out?
I would say check out a Chinese evergreen. They're green, but they have beautiful pink flower. Like the leaves turn really pink.
Yeah.
I have one of those, and I have managed to keep it alive for quite some time. And I mean, I'm talking September. And
those are pretty.
I know you're sitting there thinking, that doesn't sound like a long amount of time. Babe, I've killed cacti in a shorter amount of time than that. So for me, that is a lifelong lived for a plant.
Yeah.
And it's thriving. But yeah, they're really pretty. Pink flowers, tropical. Yeah. Anyway.
What are you throwing out?
So I'm throwing out, listen, when you're checking out at a store, let's say Home Depot.
Let's say it.
For instance, and you've got, at Home Depot, there's wood, there's nails, there's power tools, there's long poles. And you've got a group of poles. You gotta mind the poles. You have to keep them gathered. Your job is to herd your poles. You can't leave a pole. You can't let a pole fall on the person next to you's brand new LED lights they just purchased.
Stop.
Swear to God. So I'm sitting there checking out. I literally grabbed the receipt from the deal. The lady said, "Thank you. I'm going to walk out." I laid, the beautiful LED lights that we just got, laid down. A 10-foot pole comes and just smacks down on the middle of it. And she didn't say, "I'm sorry." She didn't say, "Oh my goodness, my bad." The employee had to come around and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me move." That lady acted as if I were in her way. When I'm 6-7 feet from her and her fucking poles are just no pole management. She had poor pole management in the Home Depot. You got to mind yourself if you've got long things. Anyway, the LED lights were fine. They were in town. I had to take them out and check them right there. I said, "I got to check these poles. I can't take them home if they're broken." And she goes, "Of course."
Did the lady leave by then?
Oh, no, she just was still doing her thing. Looking at me, checking. I didn't make eye contact.
Wow.
I was not passive aggressive. I just checked my poles, did not make any eye contact or moment, but not a, "Oh, my bad," and not an apology. Again, the employee had to go gather her pole, and she looked at me as if, "Why did you fall under my pole? Why did you put yourself under the pole?" I don't know if I can say pole one more goddamn time. It's going to start sounding weird, but
It already does.
Have better pole management, people. Be aware of your surroundings.
I think Home Depot is a prime example of a place where you really need to turn up the awareness, because it's hard. A lot of people don't have awareness in a lot of different situations, but you think at least Home Depot, if you have a 12-foot pole, you'd be a little bit more aware of other people.
Not this lady. Anyway, you have awareness, of course, of yourself, but if the people aren't, where could they find you?
At Cass Cardinus on Instagram. Who knows? Maybe I'll be posting a bunch of stuff for my honeymoon.
Oh.
It might be a fun account to follow now. Or I'm gonna go radio silent. It's tough to say. We'll see how I feel.
Who can say? Who can say?
Where do they find you?
At Iconic Erica Curry on Instagram and TikTok. I did have a tweet. I replied under a video someone posted, and that tweet got almost 8,000. I think it's over 8,000 likes at this point. And then
but it got weird and racist, the replies.
Yeah,
which is not your fault.
And I had to mute it. I muted it early, but then I would check out the replies under that thread, and I was like, "Nope, not having that. Not having that." So
it happens, man. Twitter just gets out of control.
An innocuous tweet, and then it was like all of a sudden, and I'm like, "No, why did we go there? No. So
yeah.
Things happen. What you can do, but yeah, that's I'm not plugging my Twitter, but anyway. But you can find this podcast at Trashy Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can also find us at our website, www.trashytrashypodcast.com, where you can find ways to listen. You can find our merch store. You can contact us, write in with your own trashy story, or send in an article. We love to hear when you have trashy moments, or when you historically have been trash, or have a story that you'd like us to cover on the pod. You can also, starting the day this podcast drops, Monday the 27th, if you use like 10 at trashytrashypodcast.threadless.com, you'll get 20% off all merchandise in our store. So it's a sale. Again, that's trashytrashypodcast.threadless.com. There's also a link in the website, trashytrashypodcast.com. So, hit us up, get stock up, get some merch, get some new fit for spring. See, yes. I learned. I'm like an AI. I adapted and learned from what I took in last week. Anyway, it was like a film. That's another thing the youth are saying. I'm so with it, Cass. I'm so with it.
Wow, I haven't even heard that one.
Oh yeah. Anytime something's like, pretty or a thing happened, they go, "Oh, that was like a film." Yeah. God, I'm a youth consultant. Stick with me. I know what they're saying. I know what they're saying. I'm with you, youth. I'm. Hey, fellow kids, how do you do? That's
enough.
Me. All right. Hey, Cass.
What's going on, girl?
Stay garbage.
You stay garbage, girl.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bon voyage.
Like 10 for 20% off.